Hi, this is Manoj here, guys. I'm having around 15 years of industry experience. So, guys, let me make you understand what is the importance of the testing. Okay, so testing is a mechanism is there to test your all the features. Okay, so for example, if you want to test a particular page, okay, uh, I mean on the slide you can see the manual testing. A registration form is there. So testing web apps manually involves loading all the transactions, validate the form, taking screenshots for each validation, downloading those transactions. So all of the manual process, all of the manual process. So guys, in SDLC lifecycle, testing is one of the phase. Okay, testing is one of the phase, and testing requires high level of efforts. Okay, so when automation testing was not available in the market, people were more relying onto the manual testing, which was more time consuming and which were more time taking process. So first let me make you explain in connect to the DevOps why testing is an important piece in the market. Okay, so if I just go back in the history, what is the SDLC lifecycle? SDLC lifecycle is the combination of 6 phases more or less. These phases are requirement gathering, design, development, deployment, testing, and maintenance. Okay, so guys, now let's say I have a project is there in waterfall model. Okay, so let's say I have a project is there and project has 6 months of timeline is there. Okay, and it has a 6 modules is there, suppose. So what we'll be doing is we will be giving out of 6 months, 1 month to requirement gathering, 1 month to design, 1 month to development, 1 month to deployment, 1 month to testing. So you can see guys, 1/6 of the part of your life cycle was going into the testing. Okay, dev, QA, and UAT. Yeah. So what I was saying is in a SDLC life cycle, when you're working in waterfall model, 1/6 of the time is going in testing. So in SDLC life cycle, guys, this is a huge effort, isn't it? This is a huge effort, right? So what people thought is let's move to agile mechanism from waterfall, because in waterfall a lot of problems were there. Like each phase was taking 1 month of time. Let's say if I have a 6 month of total cycle is there, so let's say requirement gathering when it's happening, that time all guys are sitting idle. So 5 months all the guys are sitting idle. When design is happening, all the guys are sitting idle. Okay, and let's say in testing after 4 months, if I'll get a major defect, I can't change my design. I can't change my design. So if I talk about drawbacks of waterfall model is I'm not getting quicker feedback. I'm not getting quicker feedback. Okay, and optimal utilization is less. Optimal utilization is less in terms of resource utilization when I go with the waterfall model. So what people thought is, let me go to a mechanism wherein I will having a incremental feedback. I will be having incremental feedback and I will be having a proper resource utilization. So for example, requirement gathering, design, development, deployment, testing, maintenance. Okay, all these 6 phases I'm running in a shorter life cycle. With these agile methodologies, I have solved my problems. Now I'm getting a quicker feedback. I'm getting optimal utilization are uh, you know fully utilized. But guys, do you think if I have 3 to 4 weeks of time is there, I will be dependent on manual testing, which was taking 1/6 time completely for my entire duration? Do you think in this 3 weeks of time or 2 weeks of time when this iteration is going live, I should dependent on manual testing? Do you think I'll be able to achieve this 3 to 4 weeks of time if I will go with the manual testing? So let's find out the drawback of manual testing, guys. I mean, when I'm moving to the agile methodology is great. This is one of the important factor is there. Like I can't rely on manual testing, but let's find out the drawback of manual testing. Okay. What is the second drawback of manual testing? This is one of the drawback is there of manual testing. What are the other drawbacks? More manpower is required. Man hours are required, I would say. Okay. Apart from that, consistency. Yeah, no consistency. No one can test time with the same interest. Yeah. Lack of interest, consistency, lack of interest, boring. This work is boring. But guys, as long as we are getting paid, are we worrying all these things? Yeah, it's a costly operation. As an employer, as a resource, what is the biggest disadvantage being in a manual testing? But guys, being a resource, we all are in the industry to make money. The biggest problem I can see in the industry on resource point of view, there is no skill upgradation is there for manual tester. I know the people in my company for last 15-20 years, they are doing manual testing and now they end up with having no jobs. Agrees everyone? Less skill upgradation, less skill upgradation, right? So I believe this is the biggest drawback of the people who are into the testing. I mean, everyone is surviving in the market, but yeah, at one point of time, they will realize that we are not doing any technical work, being a technical graduate people or being a technical guys. Okay, so that's the reason people have started thinking on going to automation testing. Okay, people started going to automation testing. Okay, so we've just seen the drawbacks. So time consuming, tedious, boring, more mistakes, errors are there. That's why people don't want to go with the manual testing. People want to go with automation testing. Okay, automation testing beats manual testing. That is true. Okay, now automation testing beats manual testing. So let's see what are the advantages are there of automation testing. So first is faster execution. At any point of time a button is required to start your test cases, so it's faster execution is there, right? Faster execution is there, more accurate. So as we have seen, like as compared to manual testing, there are less possibilities are there of human errors. Okay, someone was telling manual testing we doesn't get time to for regression testing. So when you're in the automation testing along with the functional testing, it supports regression testing as well. And we wrote one point like less investment, I mean more investment in the human resources. So now we have less investment is there on the human resources side. So guys, on to the manual testing side, I mean every time you have to spend money, I mean as a human resources to run your test cases, but in the automation testing it's a one time investment. Once your test cases are being written, you're good to go. Supports lights out of execution. So all the dependencies are there, third party dependencies are there that can be managed using this sort of testing. Okay, frequent executions. Yeah, so anytime whenever you want, you can start your test cases. For example, we're in the agile world. In agile world we have to walk us through, or we have to walk through multiple type of testing techniques. So there this can be used easily, wherein you will have frequent executions are there. Okay, so a lot of benefits are there, guys, of having automation testing. Okay, so in automation testing, guys, do you think what kind of tool sets are available in the market? What are the different type of tool sets are there? Selenium is one of the tool, UFT is one of the tool. So let me write automation testing. Okay, so in automation testing, guys, which is the oldest tool in the market? The oldest tool in the market is UFT. People call it as a QTP also. Okay, and then we have Tosca is one of the tool. Okay, and third is we have Selenium is also one of the tool. Okay, these three tools are there in the market, guys. UFT was the biggest known tool in the market, or the most known tool in the market. It used to be known as QTP tool also, QTP testing also. Okay, but guys, when you talk about a tool, there are three parameters are there which will makes a tool strong enough to use it. UFT has a huge cost associated. Which company owns nowadays UFT? UFT is being owned by a company called MFGP, Micro Focus. I'll write the name, Micro Focus. So guys, the biggest problem with this guy is cost, but the good things are also there. The good things are this UFT guy can handle web testing. Okay, let me make it green. This guy can handle mobile testing. Okay, this guy can handle desktop testing also. This guy can handle desktop testing also. Okay, these three type of testing this guy can handle. And one other important type, guys, service virtualization, which no other tool can handle. This tool can handle service virtualization. No, so guys, when you are working with multiple components and you have to test something which is a downstream component, and if downstream component is not there, you can virtualize that component using service virtualization tool. Okay, so when the journey was started from QTP to UFT, okay, they added one new feature called service virtualization, and then this tool has become known as a UFT, uniform functional testing. Okay, now guys, when it comes to the Tosca also has the same problems. Costs, it gives no, it doesn't give service virtualization. It gives desktop testing, web testing, and mobile testing. So Tosca also cover these three things. Okay, Tosca also covers these things. But again, the biggest problem with Tosca is the cost. Okay, now when it comes to the Selenium, what is the biggest advantage with Selenium, guys, which makes it world leader? Free. It's open source. It's open source, and guys, it can do web testing, it can do mobile testing. Desktop testing, I don't think so it can be done. I don't think so desktop testing can be done with this tool. So good, Selenium is the most known tool in the market. Okay, no, so I don't think so desktop testing can be done through Selenium. Yeah, mobile testing, Android testing, Selenium can be used for. Web testing, it can be used for. Now other things are, guys, the advantage of Selenium is in Selenium scripts can be used. Selenium scripting can be developed with anything. Okay, for example, Selenium supports Java, it supports .NET, it supports Python, C Sharp. Okay, any language you take, it supports most of the language. So for example, guys, you want to switch and you want to make your career in Selenium and you don't know Java, but you know Python. Like I'm basically a DevOps guy, so I know Python, I can easily survive in Selenium world. Okay, I can easily survive in Selenium world. Ruby also, yeah, Ruby also, any language it supports. Okay, second thing is, guys, which operating system it works for. Which operating system it works for. Usually in industry we use Windows, okay, or we use Linux, so it supports both the operating systems. Okay, and any browser, any browser in the industry, okay, any browser, okay, for example, IE, Chrome, or maybe Mozilla, or maybe Safari, any browser it supports. How it supports is Opera, yeah, Opera it supports. It supports most of the browsers. It supports most of the browsers. So these features makes Selenium very powerful tool. Okay, and if I'll talk about Selenium more, in Selenium we have primarily 4 modules are there, okay, which makes Selenium a strong tool. But nowadays we use only one module mainly. So there was a tool was there, Selenium Grid, Selenium ID. So earlier, guys, when the testing was not very kind of generic in the market, people used to install a plugin, Selenium plugin in the Mozilla browser, and whatever browsing you are doing, it was getting recorded. And this is how people used to do the testing. Okay, this is how people used to do testing. So Selenium ID is one of the component, record and play. Yeah, record and play. Okay, and other tools were Selenium Grid was there. Let's say if you want to deploy on multiple operating systems, if you want to test for multiple browsers, when you have multiple combinations are there, Selenium Grid was used. Okay, and then gradually people started moving to a tool called Selenium Grid, sorry, Selenium RC. Okay, so Selenium RC is, kind of a powerful tool once upon a time, but because of the complexity of RC was getting retired. Okay, and people have come with the most powerful tool of Selenium which we were using, WebDriver. Yeah, WebDriver is a tool which we are using nowadays, Selenium WebDriver. Okay, Selenium WebDriver. So guys, how Selenium WebDriver works is, if you see the name WebDriver, so for each and every browser, there are some drivers are there. Okay, and with the help of drivers, you will able to run some of the URLs and you can do your functional testing. Okay, so when I talk about this flow, so the flow is, suppose guys in Selenium, you will have some framework is there. Let's say you written your code in Java or .NET. Okay, I mean Selenium server is there. Okay, you written your code in Java, .NET, whatever. Okay, and you have to do some web testing. So web URL you'll be running in a browser. Okay, and in the browser you will have multiple flavors are there. For example, let's say you have a IE flavor is there. So let's say browser is there IE. Okay, and you are testing something on this browser. A web URL is there. Okay, so what will be happening is, here in Selenium we will be having a web driver which is sitting. Okay, so what Selenium will be doing, it must be first establishing a connection with the web driver. Web driver will going and fetching the details from your IE, and then back and forth this communication will start. Once your testing will be completed, then you have to close this connection. Okay, same way, like this is the IE driver is there. Okay, same way guys, for different browser we have different browsers, web drivers are there. For example, Mozilla, we have one driver is there. Okay, and for For Chrome, we have different drivers are there. So like that, guys, for each and everything we have simple drivers are there. So how Selenium works is, it will go to the WebDriver, and then WebDriver will establish the connection with, it will establish the connection with Mozilla or Chrome, and back and forth communication will be started. Okay, communication will be started. Let me talk the advantages and disadvantages, and little bit I will touch upon the locators and then XPath. Okay, so disadvantages are, it supports only web application and mobile application. It doesn't support the desktop applications. Only user communicates available, difficult to set up and use. Correct. Little bit Selenium is difficult to set up. It's open source. Okay. First time it takes time. No reporting facility. So guys, Selenium doesn't give a reporting facility. But do you think which tool gives the reporting facility for Selenium? TestNG is a framework is there which can be integrated. TestNG is a framework. Limited support for image-based testing. Image-based testing, there is no support still available. That is with UFT. Advantages are a lot. Okay, it's open source, supports multiple programming languages, supports almost each and every operating system, browsers. Parallel execution can be done. Support multiple frameworks like TestNG, JUnit, and NUnit. So Selenium versus other tool, we have just did a comparison. Okay, QTP licenses are required. Selenium is open source. Cost is high. Dedicated HP support. Now it's with MSGP. Hardware consumption with QTP, it's very high, guys. Even you and me can't believe that much of high. Coding experience, not much, because mainly it's a configuration based profile. Environmental support only for Windows, but Selenium, it supports all the operating systems. Language support VB. Okay, but when you go to the Selenium, all the languages are supported, all the environments are supported. Okay, coding also, any coding language, Java, .NET, Python, Ruby, Rails will be supported. Okay, okay, let's say, guys, if I'll open Facebook. Okay, so if I have to do the web testing of Facebook, then on this web page I have to locate which is my text box. Okay, which is my password. Okay, and when I creating the account, what is my name, here and there I have to pass mobile number, everything, my date of birth. So I have to locate these text boxes, these drop down boxes, these things I have to locate, right? And these radio buttons I have to locate. So when you do a testing, the most important thing in Selenium is you have to locate your elements, right? Web elements. Okay, so there are some, guys, certain elements are there. So when you learn the Selenium, you have to know about how to locate these locators. So as I told, the locators are required. So different type of web elements are there, for that locators are required. Okay, so guys, like totally the 7-8 locators are there. Like if you want to locate a ID, a locator is there. If you want to locate a name, locator is there. If you want to locate a class, locator is there. Tag name, locator is there. XPath, locator is there. CSS selector, locator is there. Okay, so there are different syntaxes are there. When you want to locate a ID, you have a locator ID is there. Okay, you have to pass your ID in the locator, web element locator ID. When you want to pass your name, okay, so name is the locator wherein you can pass your name if you want to search a name. Okay, when you want to pass the class, class name of the element you have to pass. When you want to pass a tag, tag locator is there. Okay, when you want to pass a link, link locator is there. When you want to pass partial link, locator is there. CSS locator is there. Okay, and the XPath is the most important locator here, guys, because XPath, it gives you functionality to parse your HTML, because HTML is also an XML document. Okay, so if you want to locate a particular element, okay, you can easily locate through XPath accessibility, wherein your absolute path or relative path is there. Their important aspect is XPath. Okay, XPath is a language to query XML document, nothing else. Very simple. Okay, it consists of path expressions along with some conditions. So is, not available, available, some and or conditions can be applied with this guy. XPath can be also defined as the XML path. It's very easy. Okay, let's say XML document is there. Okay, so you can see a very high level a node is your bookstore. Under bookstore you have a categories are there, cooking and children. Under their siblings are there like title, language, author, case, boss. If you will see this in a tree structure, okay, so guys, how the tree structure will look like, you know, first there will be a bookstore will be there. Okay, in bookstore you have two categories will be there, cooking and children. Cooking and children. Under cooking and children you will have language is there and author is there, language is there and author is there. Okay, now let's say you want to reach the book category author. So in tree you have to parse from here to here and then here to here. Same way, this is how you locate the element in a HTML document. HTML is also like can be a parsable document. Okay, so same XML tree, bookstore is there. Under bookstore you have books category, cooking and children is there. Inside that you have author is there and you have title is there. Okay, if you want to reach author, first you have to come to this category and then you have to come here. Okay, so now this is how guys you will be parsing a document or HTML document. Okay, so if you want to pass to reach here this author, you have to go to the bookstore node. Inside bookstore node you have to go to the book, and inside that you have to go to the author. Very simple. Same way XPath also works in the same way, but guys, XPath is, this is a absolute path. This is absolute path. You have to go one by one, step by step. Let's say one step is being removed. Let's say this step has been removed. Let's say this step has been removed, then your absolute path will be wrong. So what XPath will provide you is, it provides you relative path as well. You just need to mention the node name. It will be picked up automatically. Okay. Benefits of XPath: queries are compact, easily parsed, easy to read and type. Queries do not return repeated nodes. Syntax is simple. You can uniquely identify a node in the XML document. So just now whatever points we have experienced, same things are written over here. Very simple. So guys, syntax of path again. Okay. In XPath, you have to pass your tag name and the value. Okay, but XPath comes with two type of XPath: absolute path and the relative path. Absolute path we used to use long back. Nowadays we use relative path, because in absolute path, if something is being removed, you will be end up with having no correct path or wrong path. Okay, let's say HTML body division, section division, division. This is the absolute path. Like in our books example, under books, under category, you have author was there. Let's say because of any reason category was removed, you are gone. Okay, so instead of that, you can go with the relative path. In relative path, you can start from middle of the HTML document. It starts with double forward, which means it can search the element anywhere in the web page. So it's like a control F for you. It search from there and then it picks the particular element for you. So wherever guys you go with double slash, you can pick the element. Okay, and few XPath functions are there guys, because XPath, as I told, you will have some conditions also can be applied, like available, not available. Okay, so XPath functions are there. Like this same example if we will take, okay, your bookstore is there. Under that you have two categories there, cooking and children. Under that you have author is there and language is there. Okay, so XPath has three functions are there: contains, start with, text. Okay, your contains is a method used in XPath. It is used when the value of attribute changes dynamically, for example login information. Second is starts with, like how your XPath or label starts with. Third is how XPath will be used to pick a text, a particular text. Okay, thanks guys for your time. Bye for now.